This is the first of many of these atrocities that's going to come and hit Europe.
I think you're right.
To sacrifice their life for their country, their family, their nation. It's already built in us. And if you've got the affluent middle class murmuring as well, then things are going wrong, drastically wrong.
Yeah. So there was a Swedish shooting. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah.
The guy went out. We do know his name. I haven't written it down here, but what was interesting about this one, it was definitely an anti-migrant immigrant attack. As he wandered around this place, I don't know where it was, a school or a college, he was shouting things like, "You must leave." He was a white guy. "You must leave Europe." He was shooting people and killed himself in the end. And obviously it was a horrific thing that happened. But interestingly, for the first time ever, the killer wasn't named by the authorities.
Right.
And I think that's a sign that things are shifting now in terms of recognition of what's happening, basically. They're now treating a white terrorist killer, basically, the same as they've been treating immigrant Muslim killers all this time, basically, because they understand that this is now a hot topic and people are starting to be wake up to these things there.
This is the first of many of these atrocities that's going to come and hit Europe.
I think you're right.
I've been talking about this, and I've been seeing this coming down the path. We've got to a stage now where disenfranchised young white men who've got nothing to live for, who can't see a future, who can't get a relationship, because, where do you meet a woman now? Women are going to call you a pervert. We've ruined that. They can't afford to buy a house. They can't afford to start a family. Some of them can't get jobs. And they're being told they're evil all the time. They see the country changing in their lifetime. All the migrants, migrants seem to be doing, some migrants will be doing better than them. They'll be successful. They'll be working hard, have nice cars. Some will be criminals. Drug dealing, got nice cars. Others will be on benefits. His tax money now is paying for these benefits. And some of these young white men will start, and they will pick up guns, and they will start having these random, and this is a terrorist attack, and they'll start committing terrorist attacks. This is what multicultural always leads to. It has throughout the history of the human race, but always leads to violence. And up to now, the white Christians have been very tolerant. More tolerant than any other people in the history of the world have ever been. We've been tolerant. And that tolerance has been seen as a sign of weakness by our politicians and by the immigrants themselves. And unfortunately, things are changing now, and then it's going to get dangerous.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is Pandora's box is open now, isn't it? Everybody knows about it. I think Trump has accelerated things. There's no doubt about it in terms of his approach. It's across Europe now. The only place it's not really being spoken about very much is probably the UK at the moment, I would say. But this is happening now. And I think Sweden, who we know is an example where it's gone too far. They're trying to reverse it now, but it's a crazy place in Sweden now in terms of immigration, and people in Sweden are reacting.
So we've had this in the UK.
Yeah,
it just was at a time where mass migration wasn't the problem it is now. Do you remember the Dunblane killer?
Yes.
He got a rifle and shot a dozen kids.
Yeah.
And then there was that criminal who got shotgun and shot that police officer in the face and killed some other people. We have white nutcases. No, our race isn't short of mental people. We have our own mental people, but we need to stop importing other people's mental people. So at the moment now, we're giving these mental people a quest, a vision, a way to go down in history as a hero, about how to kill the infidel, about how to stick up for your country, about we're being invaded. It's all there waiting for them. And all they have to do is go, I'm going to be St. John. I'm going to slay some of these dragons. I'm going to be a hero. It will cost me my life. But you know what? That's in men to sacrifice their life for their country, their family, their nation. It's already built in us. And unless the politicians get a grip of this, not by clamping down on these young people, unless they're not cases, but by dealing with the problem, which is mass migration.
It's interesting to say that, because I'm in a WhatsApp group which is mainly people by sort of middle class kind of middle-aged white men, I think, and white women. Recently, they bizarrely, and this is in, I would say, in the space of the last 6 months since I've been a member of that group, they are now talking bizarrely about Civil War and revolution. I don't mean they're not everything you're saying right. They're saying, is this the only solution? Is this the way forward? They're actually talking about this stuff now. I mean, I don't think that's a realistic reality here until people are starving and when they haven't got electricity. I think that's when it starts to become a reality. But they're actually talking about it now, which is weird.
That's how bad it's become.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
before any revolution, there's murmurings. The people don't go from happy to revolution in a day. They go through a process. And good politicians and good leaders hear what they're saying and can see the road this is going down. But what happens to most of those leaders who end up in facing a revolution is they think they know best. They think the people are wrong, or they think they can control the people by force. And they usually turn out to be wrong. We can hear the murmurings now. And we're nowhere near revolution in this country, but the murmurings of stars. And if you've got the affluent middle class murmuring as well,
Yeah.
then things are going wrong, drastically wrong.
Yeah. I thought that was fascinating when I started to see that happening, because it's literally coming, I would say, in the last month that people started to talk about it openly on this group.